Hi everyone. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have been giving us on the book. I've been receiving your pictures, your messages, the recipes you've been cooking out of the cookbook, and we're just so grateful. So we know without our tribe, we would not actually have this much success with the books, and I'm just incredibly grateful to all of you. But today I want to talk about your decisions. How are your decisions helping you or hurting you? So if, as Dr. Phil often says, how's that been working for you? So sometimes we know our decision-making process isn't very good, and yet we keep doing the same things. Have you ever noticed that? Do you know people like that? It's like banging their head up against a wall, but they just keep doing the same dumb things. And you gotta wonder why. Why do they do that? So I just want to go over a couple of things with you. So the science is pretty clear on why people make decisions. And I'm not going to get too deep into the science. I'm just going to, in layman's terms, cover a couple of things. So I don't know about you, but I felt pretty frustrated by people who I love who just keep doing really stupid things and setting their life behind. It's like they always get behind, and you always wonder why. Why are they having trouble? Why are they struggling so much in life? This shouldn't be that hard. It's obvious that these decisions aren't great decisions, right? So I don't know if you have experienced that with people you love, but it's painful when you watch someone doing this. And if you think about it, there's actually a science to the way people make decisions. First of all, people make decisions with their emotions. So your emotional brain helps you make decisions. So based on, things you've experienced in the past, how you feel, and if you have brain damage, like what we see in our clinics, if people hit their heads or they have experienced, some sort of damage to that part of their brain, they don't make very good decisions. We see that all the time. And you see that with football players even, right? They start off really nice guys. All of a sudden they're arrested for domestic violence and all these different problems and harming themselves or other people and doing drugs. Because when that part of the brain gets damaged, you have problems making good decisions. It's really important to protect that part of your brain. So the next part is biology. So this would be the nature part, right? Nature versus nurture. So the biology is things like blood sugar, sleep, fatigue, and believe it or not, making too many decisions actually causes fatigue of your willpower. So there's a really good book called Willpower by I think it's Roy Baumeister. And it's a really good book. And he talks about how when people make too many decisions, it actually wears out their ability to make good decisions. Their willpower drops. But so does you're having low blood sugar. So eating the wrong foods that are constantly increasing your blood sugar and then causing it to drop will actually affect your decision making. Not sleeping enough will affect your decision making. Being really angry and not having a coping mechanism affects your decision making. So if you can have some strategies for all of that, like deep breathing, making sure that you schedule sleep. If you know you're not a good decision maker, make sure you make sleep a priority. And if you can't sleep, get some help. And make sure that's one thing I focused on. Our books are really dedicated to helping people fix these problems. And then there's the nurture aspect of decision making. So this is like, how did you grow up? This is your environment. So what was your example with your parents? What did you see? What did you experience? Did you have a good example of a decision maker? Or were your parents always making bad decisions, or your siblings? And then on top of that, what were your social norms? What friends did you choose? If you had friends who were drug addicts, and that's going to become your social norm. And that's why in our books, we constantly talk about why your tribe is so important. You become like the people you hang around. And that's just a fact. So your longevity, your happiness, and your health are all determined by your tribe. So if you aren't making good decisions and you aren't happy with where you're at in your life, you really need to get a new tribe and start surrounding yourself with some better people. That's why, different groups like Celebrate Recovery or those types of groups are so powerful, because you're going to get a new tribe of people instead of going to a bar, obviously. But the same is true with people who you love who are making bad decisions. You got to help them create that new framework for how to start making good decisions, especially if they've been making bad ones for a really long time. And so when I think of this, think about one bad decision. The reason this is so important, if you make one really good decision, You make one good decision. You lose 20 pounds. All of a sudden your blood pressure's better. You prevented a heart attack. You live longer for your kids. Like it catapults you further with a whole bunch of other good things for you. Your decision making becomes better because your weight affects your brain. So your decision making becomes better, and pretty soon you're making more and more good decisions, and it like just catapults you into a positive direction. Now let's compare that to, or let's even compare apples to apples. Let's say you make a good decision and you had a drink. You go out, you have a glass of wine, you're like, yeah, I probably could drive, but I'm not going to. I'm going to ask somebody to give me a ride, or I'm going to call Uber. And you're like, I'm fine. And it's so inconvenient because now I have to go get my car or call someone to pick up my car. And how inconvenient is that? That's so annoying. And you'll never know, because guess what? You made a good decision not to drink and drive, and you'll never know. You'll be inconvenienced, and that's the end of it. But you made that decision. Compare that with the bad decision of drinking and driving. And let's just say you get into a car accident. And, let's just say on the good side, you didn't kill someone or kill someone's child. Let's hope that didn't happen. But let's just say that didn't happen, and you got into a car accident, and it was just you. You got into a car accident, and you damaged the car, and you've got maybe $4,000 worth of damage to your car, but you get a DUI. And now that's another couple $1,000s, but you go to jail, and now that's on your record, and you can't afford a lawyer because you have all that money you have to pay for all those things, so you end up going to court by yourself, and it ends up being worse. And then you have to get your car fixed, so in the meantime, you got to take Uber, or you have to quit your job. Do you see where I'm going with this? Your car insurance goes up, and it's just one bad decision sets you way back versus that one good decision that sets you way forward, and you might not even know how much it catapulted you forward. So people don't think about this before they make those bad decisions because sometimes they're not in a position to do that. And that's why it's so critical in our new books, The Brain Warrior's Way and The Brain Warrior's Way Cookbook. We are actually going after this. We talk about decision making, and we use this framework, mastery. So mastery is mindset. Got to have a good mindset if you're going to make good decisions. Assessment, assessing your brain and your labs to know if you are in a position to make good decisions, right? And how to fix it. Sustenance is how to eat like a warrior so that you have, a really good brain. Training, it's the daily habits, because this doesn't just always come naturally if you've been making bad decisions for a long time. And essence, which is turning your pain into purpose. So a lot of times we just get stuck, and we get stuck on our old stories, and we get stuck on the nonsense from our past. Poor me, poor me, poor me. I'm stuck in a victim mode. And I love you guys. You need to get out of it. You need to kick yourself in the rear, get out of the victim mode. I've got a really awful story from my past that I could think of that way, or you can take it and turn it into something purposeful to help other people. Right? I could sit there and feel sorry for myself. Oh, poor me, all these horrible things from my past, trauma, drama, cancer, whatever. But you know what? The minute that you take that and rewrite your story and go, wow, that's powerful. Look where I'm at, and I can help other people. You will move forward, and you will help other people move forward. And then there's the responsibility part. Responsibility means the ability to respond. Take responsibility for the nonsense you've done. Move forward. Right? It's your ability to respond. It doesn't mean you always have to take the blame, but you do need to take responsibility. And then years long, because it doesn't just happen overnight. This is a practice. It's not going to happen in 4 hours, 2 weeks, or anything else. It's years long. So I hope this has been helpful. Most of you are going to need a mentor. If you've been making bad decisions, or you know someone who has been, step up, be their mentor, or find a mentor. But hopefully this is helpful to you. Do I have a copy of the book that's sitting around here? I don't have the Brain Warrior's Way, but I have the cookbook sitting here. This is the new cookbook, Brain Warrior's Way Cookbook. It's got great recipes to help you. Oh, here's the Brain Warrior's Way. Anyways, you guys have been amazing. Slow down. Get some rest. Do some meditation, deep breathing, praying. Get a mentor, and help yourself out by making some good decisions that are going to move you forward and not set you back further, okay? So I hope that was helpful. Thanks a lot. Take care.